Did you guys know that there exists an unreleased beta prototype sequel to the Crescent Hawk's Revenge? You didn't know that? Well, it's because it's not true. So what is this that you're looking at? Stay tuned to find out. Welcome back to a very special Let's Play episode. I'm your host, Gaming Jay, and today I have something special to show you guys. It is an unofficial sequel to BattleTech the Crescent Hawk's Revenge. Now, you're probably saying, that was a great game, that was an amazing game, it never got a sequel, what are you talking about, Jay? And you're right, it officially never got a sequel. But something I've talked about for a long time on this channel is that when I was younger, I dabbled in programming my own computer games. In high school, around the year 1999, 2000, I programmed my own sequel to BattleTech the Crescent Hawk's Revenge. It is an incomplete game, although you will see it is largely playable still. And I did release this game back when I programmed it, but then I sort of never finished it and walked away from it, and people did play it back in 99 and 2000 for a bit, but over the years people have largely forgotten about it, and this game now is kind of like a lost game. So really, I have sat on this for decades, and frankly, if you're impressed or interested in this game after today, you can download it and play it, but in terms of the source code, that was honestly lost decades ago. This game was programmed in Turbo C version 3 or something like that. It was very ancient. In the early days when I was in high school, I learned how to program C because I desperately wanted to make my own games. I made a Mario clone, and then I graduated to trying to make BattleTech games. And this is the game that I made. So, first of all, this is sort of a mashup of the Crescent Hawk's Revenge and MechWarrior. And if you will notice here, we are looking at the background of MechWarrior, the first MechWarrior, the sort of planetary screen. But we have unique buttons here. Like MechWarrior, you have contracts, and I apologize for this mouse cursor. I don't know why I thought 2 lines on the screen would be good, but it really just covers a lot of text frequently, so it's actually kind of annoying, but it is the mouse cursor we have. I'll try and keep it out of the way. But just like MechWarrior, you have contracts, and notice how many enemies you fight. I think probably the critical failure of this game is that I made the forces too big and made the game too cumbersome as a result. But in earlier builds, I remember when there was only like 2 or 3 lances at a time, it was far more playable. So oddly enough, by expanding the game and making it too big, I think the final product is a little bulky at times. But anyway, so we have a contract from the Draconis Combine, enrollment in Kurita military activities against the Compelling Confederation. I know I say Kurita in a weird way. I don't know why I pronounce it that way, but I'm not going to change. I'm too old to change, guys. Plus, this is my game. I'm going to say it however the hell I want. Everybody back off in the comments. Mission type, Recon/Raid. So Recon and Raid missions, there's several different kinds of missions. Recon and Raid missions, I have a README that I'm reading off here. It says that in this mission, you must reach 2 nav points, Alpha and Beta, and then reach your escape point, Gamma. There's a 1 million C-bills bonus for each nav point you reach. So you could skip both nav points and just head for Gamma if you wanted to exit. You can see how long it will take in game time, 1 month. The terrain we'll be fighting on is Arctic, daytime, how much pay we'll get, how much salvage worth we're allowed to take. So in this game, after you win a battle, all the destroyed enemy mechs will be available to purchase, and you have a certain amount of salvage money that you can purchase. And eventually, I was going to add contract negotiations and stuff into this, but I obviously didn't get a chance to. So, you know, there's one contract we could take. Here's another one. We could work for the Capellans, and we could enroll in a LIO military activity against the Free Worlds League. This is another Recon and Raid on a Barren terrain this time. Let's see what else we got. We could work for the Lyran Commonwealth. This one is Assault, meaning we have to destroy the enemy forces, and it's 1 light lance. I think that's the battle we're going to take to start off here. I think the pay and the salvage is totally unrelated to the enemy forces you're facing. Again, I would say this is like an early alpha build of a game. It's fully playable. and workable, but certain things definitely have not been balanced. We could also work for the Capellans, a seek and destroy mission. Oh, so, okay, an assault mission, as we saw previously here. Let's go through all the options. An assault mission, you must capture all 3 nav points. To capture nav point, you must first reach it. Second, clear away all defending enemies. You're given a 250k bonus for each enemy destroyed. So we're going to make a lot of money off of this. It's going to be a real easy mission. For seek and destroy, you just seek out all enemies and destroy them. Simple enough. And you get a bonus for each enemy you kill. This is also seek and destroy, and that's all we got. So obviously I wanted to, back in the day, implement sort of like a reputation system where if you take a contract for the Lyrans and you're successful, your reputation with them goes up. We're going against the Draconis Combine, so our reputation with them would go down. So I wanted to add a whole bunch more into this game, but I just never got around to it. But the main thing that works in the game is the playable component. So contracts and reputation stuff were never fully implemented, but you can buy mechs and sell mechs. Oh my god, a king crab. Yes. So notice we have an insane amount of money. We're starting with 356 million C-bills. Yeah, the game wasn't balanced, guys. Let's go in with an assault class squad here. So we have a king crab, a battle master. I'm going to buy a victor as well. And what else have we got? Let's find something good. Charger, banshees, mercuries. So this game has something like 50 or 60 different mechs. It has a ton. Hold on, I have a list in my, I have a list here. So we have, oh, actually, I'm willing to say 100 mechs. We even have the Mackie. If you're a BattleTech fan, you know what a Mackie is. It's the first battle mech ever created. We have all sorts of stuff. Quick draws, bombardiers, exterminator, guillotine, hunchback, Clint's, Hermes 2, assassins, hussars, spiders, riflemen, crusaders, thunderbolts, archers, warhammers, marauders, all sorts of stuff. Let's try and grab a few other mechs here. I'm going to gravitate towards heavier ones. We have Hatchet Man. Believe the melee attacks all work. Everything does seem to work. Jaeger mechs. The graphics, as you can see, were all sort of modified or borrowed from the Crescent Hawks games. Ooh, we can get a Stalker. That's a pretty good one. Okay, we're going in with an assault class lance. You can just buy a whole bunch of mechs. So this is just 4. I could keep buying more, but let's just start with 1. And so when you click on a mech, you can see its stats. This is a 100-ton assault mech. You can see its speed, its armor. Everything is taken right out of the board game rules. So for every mech, you can go in, you can check its weapons. So red means destroyed. AXP means ammo explosion. So this mech has seen some combat. All of its weapons are destroyed, and the 2 of the autocannons, or sorry, one of the autocannons, one of the and its LRM-15 were actually exploded. So first thing you might want to do is go in and fix the damaged weapons. And again, notice that I was using MechWarrior 1 background sprites here, and I also sort of had a bit of a nod to the Crescent Hawks Inception. I snagged some graphics from that too. So I was a prodigious little programmer back in my high school days, guys, but I was not much of an artiste. And not knowing any artistes, I basically had to borrow creatively from the games I loved. But let's call it homage so that we don't get sued by FASA. And so here are the different weapons. Notice when you click, I even had like little things for the guys to say, I've seen better, but I've seen worse. This will take a little while though. Or now this one's just lost contact with the battle computer. All I need is a spare wire, kid. This one needs some work, but for the right price, I'll get it humming in no time. And so on. So there's little things that these guys will say to you. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to fix all of the weapons. So now everything's working. Now green means functional. So the laser and the autocannon 20 are functional. Blue is obviously what I've got highlighted. But yellow means out of ammo. So the next step after you've fixed all the weapons is to reload your mech. So we're going to reload this autocannon. And look, it's another Crescent Hawks Inception guy. It's the weapons store guy. What's he doing here? I've got ammo for that, but you're looking to buy. Or that you're looking to buy, okay. I hate to loose... Oh my god, I didn't even spell the word right. I hate to loose a sail, but your ammo bay is full. Whoa there, I think you're carrying all the ammo you can. So that's pretty funny. I suggest you fill up the ammo bays for that weapon. Yeah, no shit, buddy. Well, are you sure you need ammo for that? It looks pretty full to me. He's like selling me ammo and then immediately being like, yeah, okay, you don't need more ammo. Okay, notice that our king crab is still red. We fixed the weapons, we've reloaded it. It's time to repair it. Those armor plates are ready to fall off. Let me fix her up. Fix them up. Now that's some shiny, unblemished armor. All right, now how about the internal structure? This mech is all messed up under the hood, but we should be able to get everything okay again. All right, there we go. Everything checks out. I think your mech is good to go. Boom, our king crab is ready for action. So we can go through the same setup with all the mechs. So when you purchase mechs, they come with random damage. I mean, they're being sold, obviously. So that mech needs some work. We can check out our Victor as well. So we can see different weapons and stuff on that mech that need work. And our Stalker seems to be in good shape. Ooh, everything, it probably just needs a reload. And I wonder... Yeah, it needs a bit of armor repair. Look, internal structures at 126 out of 127, so that's pretty good. But anyway, I think you can simply hold shift, there we go, and we did it all. Yep, so if you do download this game and you want to play it, it's very tedious to go through all these things and fix and repair everything. So you can just hold shift and click fix, hold shift, click repair, hold shift, click reload, and it does it to every single mech that you've got. So it's a really fast way to just constantly repair up your mechs. All right, next we have our mechs. We need pilots. So let's go recruit some dudes. We have Mercer Amaris. Level 9s are the worst, level 0s are the best, so this guy totally sucks. Then we have Abe Jameson. Guy kind of sucks. Jim Matthew. Amanda Led. These people all suck. Oh, look at this. Callie Wong. So G is for gunner, P is for piloting, and OK is just like, is she hurt? So she's not hurt. So she costs 3.2 million. She's like as much as a mech, but we're going to buy her anyway. Callie, you're joining the team. Amanda Bellamy actually seems not bad. 0.5. Let's see if we can do a little better. Oh, how about 1.3, Don Simpson? Dude, you're hired. Ooh, how about Harry Mitchell? 2.4, that's pretty good, 2 million. And we need one more. The scrolling goes kind of fast. Again, I didn't tweak everything. I feel like if I were to... Oh, Hero Youngblood. Hey, you know, Crescent Hawk's Revenge, we need a Youngblood on the team. I think Hero is going to be our team captain. So there we go. Yeah, you know, if I were to redo this today, obviously there's so much that I would fix. And hey, if you are watching this and by the end of this video, you're like, wow, that's cool. I wish it was remade for today. I don't do like tons of programming these days, but I would love to get hooked up with somebody who would actually want to help me remake this. So if you're interested in maybe trying to remake the Crescent Hawk's Revenge for a fan sequel, let me know. It's not, I don't think it's as complicated as it seems, but obviously, you know, it's not like going to take a weekend. But anyway, you select your mech, you select a pilot, you click assign, and boom, they're in the captain's chair. So Hero Youngblood is going to be our team captain. Next, we'll just throw these people in no particular order. Callie Wong, you can have the Battle Master. Don Simpson, you're going to get the Victor. And Harry Mitchell, you are going to be our Stalker pilot guy. And off we go. All right, so we have... Oh, and there's a lot of assignment here. You have to buy mechs, buy pilots, assign the mechs to... or the pilots to mechs, and then assign the units to different lances. So this is our command lance, F1, in battle. You also have an assault lance, a combat lance, a fire lance support. So you can get up to 9 lances. So you can have a full battalion in this game. And it takes a little while to set up, but with the mass repair feature that I added, it is totally doable. It's just the battles get kind of crazy. So we're going to keep it small for a little bit. Maybe we'll do a massive battle before the end of the day. And we have our contract already. I think if we just click, we just get to see it again. Yep, we're going up against one light lance. And we're taking an assault lance. I love it. And off we go, deploying forces. So here's the mini map. So we can see there's sort of a base here. There's sort of a town here. The blue squares are our checkpoints. So this, again, was assault, meaning... Let's see. Hold on. Where is assault in my readme here? You must capture all 3 nav points. Oh, so we have to reach a nav point and clear away all defending enemies. Okay, we can do that. Now, on the screen, what you have to do is press 1 to place the sort of spawning point of your first lance. And as you can see, I'm spawning at the top here. So that's the spawn north. So I'm going to spawn right here for my first lance, and you have to press 2 and 3 to do the same thing for any other lances you've got. I mean, it doesn't matter because I only have 1 lance, but you still have to do it. And I think this is for, you're actually placing 3 lances at a time. So it's your company, I guess, if I'm remembering my BattleTech military force sizes correctly. So we're placing a company here, company there, but we only have 1 lance, so it doesn't matter. And then at that point, you just press escape and the game begins. All right, now this might look very familiar to you if you have played the Crescent Hawks games before. So notice, something's on the horizon. We have enemies already, Jesus. Enemy spotted, oh God. Okay, everybody form up over here. I was gonna try and explain what's going on. But, here come some enemies. Oh, we are barraging them with firepower. Lasers, autocannons, missiles. You guys sure you want to engage me? The pilots have chatter as combat is occurring, so there's no sound. I never got to the point of implementing sound. The big light blue lasers that you're seeing are PPCs. Obviously, there's missiles that are being fired as well. The red lines indicate what your pilots are aimed at and targeting. And I'm going to move this guy over here. You simply left-click on a unit, and then left-click, and then the unit will move in that direction. Down here, you can set units to walk, run, or jump. Oh, we just passed the mission, so... Okay, let's go into another mission. There's so much more to show you. There's mini-maps and missions and all sorts of stuff. But anyway, we successfully crushed the enemy. We didn't even have to collect any of the waypoints. It was totally irrelevant, because we just killed them all. Okay, so my salvage is 1.8 million, meaning I can spend that much to just buy mechs. So I might as well just buy all of these guys, if I can. Or can't I? Maybe I can't. Maybe I don't have enough salvage. Oh, there we go. Okay, so that mech we could afford. Where's the price for these mechs? I don't know. Well, anyway, I guess that's all I can afford for salvage, so I'll just click done. And then that mech will be added to my inventory. And I'm actually going to sell this mech because I don't want the commando. But why don't we build a second lance so that we have 2 lances of mechs? Maybe we'll go, I think there's a champion. That's kind of cool. Maybe we'll try and build like a sort of medium lance. It's an Orion, a Dervish, a Sentinel. I'd love to get a Marauder. I feel like the Marauders are one of my favorite mechs from the MechWarrior game. Oh my God, another King Crab. Okay, we have to do it because they're so awesome. The Marauders are some of my favorite mechs from the first MechWarrior and the Crescent Hawks Revenge. So, as you saw there, it's a top-down game, much like the Crescent Hawks Revenge. The graphics, some of them were borrowed heavily from the Crescent Hawks Revenge. Again, I wasn't a real graphics guy back in the day. I knew how to code. Oh my God, an awesome yes. I'm just buying all the assault mechs. Don't mind me. Mongoose, Jaeger mech, Thugs, Ravens, a lot of Phoenix Hawks, Jenners. We could build that. Oh, and that's it. All right, no Marauders. Well, we'll keep an eye out for the Marauder. Maybe we'll see one in the future. But we could build a lance of Jenners if we wanted and live out the Crescent Hawks Inception fantasy. But all right, let's fix, repair, reload. That's the order you want to do it in too, because if you try and reload and you have broken weapons, they won't reload. Then you'll fix the weapons and they'll be empty and need ammo. So fix, then repair, then reload. That's how you want to do it if you guys are playing this. We can go to our lances. And, oh, look, this guy has turned into a Jenner. That's kind of odd, actually. I'm going to fix, repair, and reload my active units. So when I went to my Mechbay and I fixed repair reloaded, it was only the units that were over here. The active units that were in my lances didn't get any work done. So, all right, let's look for another contract and see what we got. So this is a rare one. Federated Suns against the Lyran Commonwealth. I think I was eventually going to put in limits where like the Fed Suns didn't really attack House Steiner very much, because I don't think they really did in the BattleTech universe. They were sort of allies, or at least neutral typically. But that's a lot of light mechs. I mean, we could do it, light mechs and medium mechs. I don't know, we could give it a shot. Wait, what kind of mission was it? Defense. Oh, defense is kind of interesting. We haven't seen that yet. In this mission, the enemy will attempt to capture 3 key locations or structures. Do not let them. If you do not have a unit within a certain distance of a nav point, an enemy unit reaches it, it is captured. That's kind of interesting. That actually might be a good one to plant a bunch of assault mechs and let the light mechs come to us. This is Seek and Destroy, a heavy and assault lance. Ooh, that could be kind of fun, because it's sort of, you know, equal playing fields as we're trying to crush the enemies. But it is assault mechs. That could be tough. Lyran Commonwealth against the Federated Suns. Whoa, what the heck? The Fed Suns and the Lyrans are going at it. The heck happened, man? This is Seek and Destroy. That is a lot of mechs, though, so we'll probably skip that one. This one is defense against 1 light lance. I think that'd be too easy. This one is Garrison. So in Garrison missions, you must prevent the enemy forces from surviving recon/raid missions. The enemy will attempt to reach 3 key spots. You must not let them. That might be hard to prevent light mechs from reaching key spots, actually. And those are our options. Well, let's try this one. Why not? If we fail, who cares? And considering there's going to be like 4 lances of light mechs, that's like 16 mechs. I am actually going to go in here and we will get a few other mechs. We'll build up 2 lances worth of mechs, let's say. Is there anything that looks good here? Champion is a 60-tonner. Orion is heavier. Probably want the Orion instead. And that's probably good. Oh, a Battlemaster. I'm going to sell the King Crab, because as devastating as the King Crab is, or, you know what, maybe I should buy it back. I was going to say, as devastating as it is, it really is like a unit that explodes on the battlefield really intensely for a little bit, and then it runs out of steam. So you even have quad mechs, by the way. I don't know if you guys noticed, but Scorpions and Goliaths and stuff are here, so you can... Here, you know what? Let's take a Goliath. Let's see a quad mech. How about that? That'll be fun. All right, we got a bunch of mechs. That is fine. Let's get a few more pilots up in here. So 2-2, that's pretty good. Anyone else? So I think one of the failings of this game is that I made things way too easy to get. So if somebody does want to partner up and report this to modern systems, one thing I think that we could do to make this way more of a fun game is make it so that you actually have to balance your checkbook and earn money and build up a lance. Like right now you have so much money, you can basically start the game and just buy up everything you want. So, you know, it really just feels like a sandbox mode where it's just showing off what's possible. Because there isn't much incentive to worry about money or anything. So that whole side of the game is sort of missing. All right, so now let's start throwing these people into mechs. I think we got more pilots than we need, but that's okay. I was just grabbing anyone who kind of looked semi-good. And Ted and... Oh, these guys are totally equal. That's funny. Take this guy because he has an eye patch. He looks like a pirate. And we want to fix, repair, reload. All right, we are ready for combat. All right, so our command lance is F1. We'll have an assault lance. So let's have the Goliath on there for sure. Let's have the awesome because we want its awesome firepower. And I've always been partial to the awesome. I just love PPCs. We're going to throw the... let's go throw the Victor in there. And how about the Orion? Because I think we already have a Battlemaster. All right, so 8 assault mechs. And we are going to be up against 16 light mechs. I think we're still going to win easily. It's a forced nighttime event, and we have to protect the 3 key spots. Okay, go ahead and launch into combat. We go. So the yellow areas are the defense spots. Now, interestingly, they're spread out kind of far, so I'm actually going to have to split my units. Thankfully, I have 2 different squads. So I'm going to put the main squad right there. Now, notice because it's a Garrison mission, you're not spawning at the edge of the map. You can spawn wherever you want. So depending on the mission, you can set your deployment zones differently. When you're in defensive missions, you can go wherever you want. When you're in offensive missions, you have to just basically sort of spawn at the edge of the map. And I'll just put my 3rd spawn there because nothing's going to spawn there. Okay, and escape. Now, notice for a night mission, we are in night vision mode. So that was sort of something that was kind of fun when I came up with it. All right, so we are already killing enemies. Also notice when enemies sort of go behind buildings and you can only see them through your radar, they take on the whatchamacallit, sigil of whatever house they're fighting for. So these are Free World League guys. Okay, we are being surrounded. I'm going to tell this group to engage, which means they are allowed to just sort of move around rather than stay stationary. And so now notice my guys will kind of move around and try to like outflank the enemy. We are also going to engage here. Oh my god, so this pilot was defeated and ejected. Oh, and so is this one. Wow, they did headshots on us. Damn. I guess it's hard to see what's going on night missions, and it's sort of a bit by design. But, you know, we will get to see that quad mech soon. It's in here, but it's probably just a little hard to see. It's actually right there. That's the quad mech. You can have a mini map. So here's my mini map. Oh, never mind. We defeated them already. All right. I'm just going to skip salvage for right now because I feel like, you know, it's fine. We're rich enough. And oh, so my stalker's in here. Wait, is my pilot dead? I think one of my pilots kind of got knocked out of some stuff. Hold on. Go to our lances here. So yeah, the stalker was actually taken out of commission. And there's the Goliath. Okay, so we're going to fix, repair, reload. And we will fix, repair, reload. Gotta bring my battle master in. I could repair up my stalker and reassign it a pilot and stuff. So when pilots get headshotted, they can either eject or be killed. And there's some probability of each. I forget the exact probabilities, but you saw the little eject icons that were occurring there in combat. I want to try and find a slow combat mission so we can just experience things. So let's see about this. Seek and destroy, defense. Oh my god, look at all the mechs you'd have to fight off there. Seek and destroy. Ooh. Okay, let's go with defense, defense, seek and destroy, defense. Okay, I'm going to pick this seek and destroy. And we might actually just sort of flee the battle. Because I just want to show you guys a few things. So here's a winter level. Notice that it's one of the levels we've played before, but with a different palette. And so there are a series, you know, there's many maps in this game. There's not just a couple, but they also get repaleted and reused. So you can have the same map in different terrains to kind of mix it up a little bit. But oh my god, we're seeing them already. They spawned right next to us. Oh, there's a quad. Hold on. There's a way to slow things down. Okay, I've tried to slow things down a little bit so you can see all my units. So, I mean, there's so many features that we haven't even talked about yet. But I'm going to get these guys over here. Okay, so we're fighting against the Federated Suns. We are working for House Kurita because we're red. If you hover over any unit, you can see its name and the name of the pilot and the mech. So, oh my god, my Goliath just got destroyed. My quad mech was literally obliterated. And look, he's dead. Oh, and when you're in heavy combat, your mini-map goes nuts. So you can't just use it when you're in the middle of combat. In order to use it, you have to sort of be out of combat. So see there, my mini-map is doing a little better. Actually, I think it might get jammed randomly. So jamming of the mini-map is actually a thing that occurs. If you press, let's see, F10, you can actually see your different missions. So destroy the command company, destroy the support company, destroy the scout company. And if you press F5, no, that doesn't work. F10 displays your mission objectives. Okay. If you press F, you can see the health bars and the heat bars of all units. So you can see this unit is overheating. The way the health bars work is there's actually two health bars, one above the other. It's very subtle. The one on top is armor. The one below is internal structure. So see how this guy has a yellow bar right below the green bar? The yellow bar means he's taking a lot of internal structure damage, even if his armor is mostly intact. And that occurs in BattleTech when armor is damaged for some specific location and mechs keep suffering damage there, and then that results in internal damage beyond the armor. Okay, I'm going to tell both of my groups to engage with the E, and this will allow them more freedom. So typically if you, oh my god, another unit of mine got destroyed. So if you select a unit and you give it a destination, all your units will go to that location. But if you press E, then your units will engage, meaning they will sort of pick random destinations around their targets and they'll sort of maneuver around and stay mobile. Staying mobile is important in BattleTech because you're harder to damage. And you can also set movement modes, so walk, run, or jump of your different units. Man, this battle is just chaos. I've slowed it down so that we can see what's going on. You slow things down by pressing the comma button on your keyboard, and you speed it up with period. So comma is also the less than sign, and period's the greater than sign. I'm trying to see what else. What are the other buttons that we got going on here? Escape will allow us to quit at any point. And as you can see, our first lance, one pilot's ejected and one is dead. And our second lance doesn't exist in... Oh no, that was our second lance. Our first lance, everyone's dead or ejected except one guy. Okay, it is time to flee. So we get some bounties and stuff when we flee. And there's no available salvage because we fled. So that kind of sucks. And now we have to rebuild. Look at all the units in our inventory. These are the mechs that have no pilots that were severely damaged or destroyed. Hey, there's a Mackie. There's a Mackie. PPC, 2 medium lasers, autocannon 10, 100 tons. So the Mackie. I mean, we'll buy it because it's an iconic mech that you don't see in too many BattleTech games. In fact, I don't think I know of any BattleTech games that have actually included the Mackie. Hey, Warhammers. So... yeah, so I think one, the Marauder, yes, let's get one. So I think, in many ways, the combat that I was able to replicate in this game was very similar to the Crescent Hawk's Revenge, and in some ways I think was more advanced and was, an Alice, was better. But in earlier builds of this game, I limited the enemies to just 1 or 2 lances, and you only had 1 or 2 lances, and I feel like my memories of playing that version is that the game was a little more slower based, a little more tactical. Once I included company level battles, I was all impressed that I could have like 36 mechs on each side. But it's really just a slugfest where you just click go here with all your units, and then the enemy units all go there, and it's just insane chaos, and you can't really strategically do anything in combat. So again, I think if I were to remake this today, if I do, what I will try and do is keep it a little more tactical, and I might keep battles between like 4 to 12 enemy units at most, which is what the Crescent Hawk's Revenge did, and I actually realized in retrospect it was a real sweet spot. But there's so many good mechs here, it's hard not to buy them all. So many Marauders. We could have a whole Marauder squadron. That would be kind of cool. Okay, we need a ton of pilots. I wonder if we should just buy anyone who even remotely looks good. Leslie Cage, Mercer Smith. And obviously, this process of buying people and stuff is quite slow. This would need to be sped up a bit. Chris O'Hara. Who else we got? Ooh, John Mertz. But I mean, one thing that still brings me back about this game, it's like, this is honestly the first time I've probably looked at this in like 15 years. And again, I didn't make these graphics, but I love the fact that there are Crescent Hawk's Revenge and Inception graphics and MechWarrior graphics all mixed in. This game really is my love for the BattleTech Powerhits. I loved MechWarrior 1. I loved the contracts, the missions, all that. I wanted to include a mode in this where you could navigate across the inner sphere, but I never got to that. So I wanted to include the things I loved about MechWarrior: reputation, negotiating. I wanted to include the things I loved about the Crescent Hawks. Honestly, when you land on a planet, rather than just looking at a menu like this, I wanted to have you walking through a citadel, like in the Crescent Hawks Inception, where you walk from building to building, and different buildings are places. So a Mechbay, a pilot, hiring bar, roster area, lances. I wanted to have these all be buildings. And I even demoed up a prototype of that and got it working. But unfortunately, that has been lost over the years. So there was a version of this where rather than a menu like this, you were actually walking among buildings like in a Crescent Hawks Revenge or Inception city, like a starport or something. And then the thing I love about the Crescent Hawks Revenge is the gameplay. It was just so rad, so awesome. I just wanted more of it, and I wanted it to be endless. And so those three loves, those three desires ultimately produced this, ultimately led me to create this game. And so this is sort of like all three BattleTech games from the BattleTech Powerhits mashed together, though with the emphasis being the gameplay is essentially just Crescent Hawk's Revenge. But, you know, that I think to this day remains my best favorite BattleTech game of all time. And, you know, one of the reasons that I dug this game out to show to you guys is I was just lamenting the other day. I was thinking, I've run out of retro BattleTech games to play. There are literally no more. They never made a sequel to the Crescent Hawk's Revenge. And I would love to play another retro one. Oh, look at all these extra mechs. And as I was thinking about it, I was like, hold the phone. I made one of these back in high school. And I was like, I wonder if I can track it down. And I did. And it's glorious. And if you want to play, the link is in there's a link in the description of this video. So you guys can go ahead and check it out. But for us, let's include all of these. We're just going crazy now. We're just going all assault. We are going to assault the enemy. Marauder. We have 2 Atlases. Let's the Mackey's in there. We got to leave the Mackey in there. Let's take out a Victor. Remove. We'll add an Atlas. You might think, oh my god, the Victor got deleted. No, he's just at the bottom of the list down here. That's where he gets put. Oh, and he's injured too. Severely hurt. Okay. So I think the way it works is as pilots get hurt, they make a choice about whether to eject or not. And the better pilots will stay around till they die, and the less experienced pilots will eject if they take even a little bit of damage. So it's sort of like the pilots will live longer if they're more rookie, but their mechs will get taken down in combat much faster. So I think that was the mechanic that I included there. But all right, we have 3 assault class, squads. Oh, this is what we're totally taking. We're fighting a light and medium lance, and it's a recon / raid, so it should go at our pace. So let's launch this puppy. And we keep getting the same map. I'm starting to wonder if this version only has one map or a couple of maps. And it's another stupid nighttime mission, so we can barely see what's going on. All right, so let's turn on our mini map, which is totally useless at the moment. So there's Nav Alpha and Gamma. We could just get to Gamma. You know what? I'm going to flee this one because I feel like nighttime missions, the whole point of today is to like see the game and nighttime missions. It's a cool idea, I think, but ultimately it's like less interesting to watch. So this one we could do Assault. This one is another daytime one, Assault. This one is, oh my god, Garrison. Look at those enemy forces. That's insane. And what's this one? Assault. Nighttime. Okay, we're not going to do any more night missions if we can avoid it. Let's do this one. Launch. Here's a different map for you. There we go. All right. So here's our units. So there's a quad. There's a Goliath. When you select a squad, by the way, the leader is highlighted in a square, and the other units of the lance are highlighted in a circle. So we're going to tell them to kind of form up here. The other thing about how combat works in this game is friendly units can't shoot through each other. So if you bunch all your units up together, it's actually not great. The units at the back won't be firing. So you actually do want to move units around during combat. And I did that so that you couldn't just do the strategy that I would do in the Crescent Hawk's Revenge, is where you put all the units together. Here's our Mackie, by the way, right there. And here's our Marauder. You couldn't just bunch all your heavy units together and have like a massive firepower barrage at any enemies who happen to come near you. Okay, let's see if we can get our units to actually engage. Engage. I don't know. The engaging is not necessarily working. Oh, if you press 1, 2, and 3, you can zoom in on the different waypoints as well. But go to our mini map. Combat is all occurring over here. Want to miss this. We can, of course, speed this up if we want, but I find the combat already goes pretty fast. I want to savor this. Here we go, guys. Missiles are flying. Destroy them. Oh, I love the PPC, that like light blue laser. It's like it's so thick and big, you know it's devastating. This guy's suffering a lot of laser hits. You can also click on units during combat, and you can see here's my Stalker, here's its stats and how much damage it's taken, how much ammo it has. So, you know, everything is here. I think the user interface could use some work, obviously. Could have been better. If you select control and you click on a unit, you select the whole unit's group. So that's an easy way to figure out who's in what lance. Engage. So notice that these guys all have different movement targets. It's because they're in engagement mode, which means they're sort of moving around randomly near the enemy so that they can sort of stay mobile. So these guys, I think, are also doing that. We could speed this up a bit. Maybe speed it up a bit more. There we go. We're crushing them. Yeah. Here's the sequel to the Crescent Hawk's Revenge that we all wanted. A big free-for-all, endless mercenary team. Yeah. So the yellow lines that are dotted, those are autocannons that are firing, and the thicker the line, the heavier the autocannon. So the autocannon 20 is the most notable. If you have an autocannon 2 or something, it's really thin. Or a machine gun will be really thin too. Oh my god, that guy got annihilated. I can't believe he's still alive. How are you still alive? What are you even? My mini-map's going crazy. The enemy is jamming our signal. Another enemy takes a dirt nap from O'Hara. All right. Well, that was pretty cool, that combat. We finally got like a relatively slow-paced combat. All right, everybody recover. Oh, and that's the end of the mission. So there's like another thing where I think like the game could be improved, where like the missions end abruptly, because typically the enemies just look for you and then they bum rush you and all get killed in the process because they're not very good. But having, you know, there are these big maps to explore and stuff, and we typically don't explore too much of them. So making things a little slower so that you actually could explore the maps, I think would be useful. Let's do a couple more missions here. This one is a Recon raid, 2 medium lances, except I'm in. Oh, and I didn't even repair my units. All right, we're going in semi-damaged. The same map that we've seen 1,000 times. Let's spawn in the mountains this time. There we go. Here we are in the mountains. So there's my Goliath. There's my Marauder, my Battlemaster, and what's this one? Another Battlemaster, my Atlas, my Mackie. It's so cool. If you remember the Crescent Hawk's Revenge, at the very end of the game, you got to play the training center, where it's like you could create squads for yourself and squads for the enemy, and you would just fight endlessly. This is basically like the training center enhanced, where you not only have squads for yourself, but the enemy squads will be randomly determined, so you don't have to go through and set them up, and you'll have more mission variety rather than just search and destroy. There's a little more to it. And so here we are. We're moving our way through the mountain. We can see here's a mech repair facility. So we need to get to Nav Beta. We also need to get to Nav Alpha. Nav Alpha is way over here in this city. So let's see where we would have to go. We are way over here. Yeah, it's a little far. One thing I'm going to try and check out with you guys is the map editor. I think there's a functional map editor here, and I honestly haven't looked at it before recording for today, but we'll look at it together because you can make your own maps and you can add even more to this game. So even though the source code is lost, even though we can't fix the things in this game that I would love to fix, and we basically would just have to remake this game. And so again, if there's any savvy coders out there watching this and you want to take on a project with old Game and Jay here, I can give you direction and advice and a bit of help, and we can work together and revive this puppy, and we can give the BattleTech community the sequel to the Crescent Hawk's Revenge that it always deserved, which I think would be awesome. I think would be totally awesome. And hopefully we don't get shut down, you know, because by Microsoft or whoever owns the BattleTech rights these days. But I think the Crescent Hawk's Revenge is old enough that a fan game like this, I don't know if people would care about. Hopefully they wouldn't care about it. But anyway, here comes some worthless enemies. Oh, that guy's getting it. He was dead before it began. So that is, he fell down. So I have separate graphics for when enemies fall down because their legs were destroyed or something. So enemies can be obliterated by being just totally destroyed, or they can be like knocked down where they like literally fall down. So the enemies are coming to us. I like this. I'm going to try and get my stalker up here. And my battle master over here. I'm like micromanaging these guys now, but it's okay. My Atlas. I'm going to bring you over here, buddy. And the awesome will go here. This guy will go here. Lance copies. It'd be cool to have sound and stuff in this, obviously, as well. But like again, it was, you know, I just didn't know how to do that back in the day when I programmed this. All right, any more units? Anyone else want to tango with me? Okay, let's select these guys. We're gonna start sending them into the base. Oh, I only have 3 units selected. I was like, where's my other guy? Oh, there's still enemies sort of coming from this direction, too. So blue is Lyran, I think. I forget what gray is, actually. I don't know who gray is, but like purple's Free Worlds Leagues, red is Draconis Combine, green is Capellan. So depending on who you work for and who you're fighting, the mechs will always sort of have the house colors, so you can identify. You want some? Okay, objective reached. Cool. So if we check F10, so we need to recon the facility. Ooh, we need to steal the supplies at nav point Gamma. Well, here's the supplies. Let's just straight up steal them. These guys are keeping the enemies busy. So we're going to come in here and steal the supplies. Objective reached. So if we check our objectives now, nav point Beta, so we stole the supplies from Gamma. Now we just need to find Alpha. Alpha's over there, recon defenses. All right, let's do it. Everyone rush over this way. And everyone, oh, we can go into jump mode. So what jump mode does is enemies will try, or units will try to jump if they have jump jets. Otherwise, they will just run. So you can see when I went to jump mode, you can press J and R for run and W for walk, or you can click here. But everyone is in run mode. I don't think anyone really has jump jets though, so everyone's just running. The assault class mech's idea of jumping is just running. And the pathfinding, yeah, it's not great. So these guys got stuck. Obviously nowadays I would use something like the A-star algorithm to like actual pathfinding to make sure guys don't get stuck. But back when I programmed this, I didn't really do that. I didn't know how, and so dudes got stuck. Let's go, guys. Throttling up. I love the little tidbits of dialogue they give. It's funny. It's like anything positive I say about this game is like totally just me, like, you know, rubbing my own ego because I made this in high school. But, you know, nonetheless, I likes what I likes. Don't make me feel bad, guys. Oh, we found some enemies. Hey, maybe we should just try and, like, keep them occupied with my command lance while my other lances go in and... I can't eject! Oh, shit. They died! Okay. Get in here. Everybody get in here. See, if we had light mechs, they could just rush in here and quickly do our objectives. Maybe we should get some light mechs. Wouldn't that be fun? Let's do one more mission, and we'll get away from using all assault mechs. Yeah, this mech fell down. It's fine. This usually happens when the pilot ejects, so the mech isn't destroyed like this one is, but there's no one in it anymore. Boom! We recon the last thing, and we've succeeded. So, we want to have some medium mechs, so let's... oh, we can't even afford that. Oh, there's the cost. The cost is right there. I don't know why I couldn't see that before. So we have 2.5 million, and we can't buy jack with that. Man, so our salvage really sucks. All right, well, didn't salvage a single thing there. Let's see what we got. So let's go with some slightly faster units. So I think the Wolverine is fairly fast. We won't go full light, but we'll do like a lighter. Who else is fairly fast? Like we could get, I mean, we could just have a squad of light mechs. Why not? So we'll have a medium and a light squad. There's a Phoenix Hawk. And so we'll have a commando. Let's have jump capable mechs. Ravens. I wonder if we could get Jenners. That would be pretty cool. There's a Jenner. I do like the Jenner. It was one of the the fire javelin, sure. One of the early mechs I was exposed to in the BattleTech games because of Crescent Hawk's Inception. Oh, we've run out of money. It has finally happened. Oh, interesting. Well, I mean, this is as good a time as any to start to get near the end here, because we're literally running out of cash. I don't even know if we can afford pilots at this stage. Like, pilots cost $1 million. Like, we're gonna have to hire like really crappy pilots here. Like, I'm going for like the discount bin pilots. Like, even this guy is too much. I need like more of these folks. We're gonna see how much money we can spend. And the other funny thing is we won't really be able to afford to repair things. So let's go in here and let's see. Okay, so we want, maybe we want a squad of light mechs. Maybe the medium mechs, we just don't have enough money to do both. So a Jenner, a Phoenix Hawk. How about a Wolverine? That's 3 mechs. And we'll fix. Oh God, repair. We are totally out of money. We can't afford to reload. Damn. I mean, I guess, hold on. Let's sell something. Sell. And I don't know. Sell. There we go. All right, we got some more money. Let's go in and we'll actually reload everything. Boom. Reloading didn't cost that much. It was like 1 million. We have 20. So, okay. Well, let's go into our lances. Our command lance has been devastated, so we're going to try and rebuild this a little bit. And we'll assign this, and we will fix, repair, reload. Okay, our command lance is looking a little shabby. These guys, fix, repair, reload. Okay, they're all fixed up. You guys are okay. So we have 3 decent lances. So F4 is going to be our sort of speed lance. Sign, and we need to get somebody in our Jenner. So you, I'm going to ride around in this sweet Jenner. And we could even get somebody for the Mercury. So let's do that. Pilots, just like, sure. John Deneb. Man, I was so uncreative. The last names are so stupid. That was one thing you couldn't just crib out of the Crescent Hawks' names. And so, yeah, the guys in this sometimes have really stupid names. But whatever, guys. Made a video game when I was 18. What did you do that was so cool? Huh? All right, there's my Fire Lance, F4. They're going to be the speed demons that run around. A Mercury, a Jenner, a Javelin, and a Whitworth. Wait, where'd the Phoenix Hawk go? I thought we had a Phoenix Hawk. I guess we have it in our inventory, but we never assigned anyone to him. All right, very quickly, you're going in the Phoenix Hawk, buddy, because you're cheap. Rosters. Into the Phoenix Hawk. I guess the Phoenix Hawk is going to be part of the Command Lance because that's the only spot we have for him. I mean, we could create his own lance, but nope. All right, let's see what we got. Let's end on a high note. This would be the ultimate defense. 3 light lances, a medium lance, 3 heavies, and an assault. That is insane. That is 9 enemy lances. We would get annihilated, but I kind of want to do it. So that is defense where they're coming to us. That is assault, but it's nighttime, so we're going to avoid it. This is defense. Seek and destroy. 4 medium lances and a heavy, but it's night, so I don't want to do that. Seek and destroy. Okay, we're going to do this one. This is going to be the ultimate battle. Federated Sons versus Draconis Combine. Classic good versus bad. Seek and destroy in the Barrens. And we're going to be fairly equally matched. I have more assault mechs, but then I have just light, whereas they have a mix. And I think they have more lances than me. I only have 4. And they have 6, so this could be a fairly fair battle. Let's go. Let's see if we can make this happen. All right, we got a new map too, which is cool. So group 1, so we're spawning in the north. So I think I want to spawn here and try and move into the city. I think that'll be my idea, and then we'll hold up here, gather our forces, and then try and find the rest of the enemies. We're all going to spawn right there. And let's go down here. Oh god, how do we get in there? Oh my god, there's this like awkward path. The pathfinding is not going to deal with that. All right, I would say everyone come down here. And light mechs run. Everybody run. In fact, everybody jump. Let's see if we can get this to happen. So yeah, notice the Jenners and the Javelin is in jump mode. And if we go to them, we can see them with their jump jets firing. So cool. Again, I feel like I'm just rubbing my own ego because I'm like, oh man, the thing I programmed is so awesome, but whatever. I'm over apologizing for it. Oh my god, the enemies. Okay, the assault mechs really have to come take the brunt of this. Because our light mechs, I mean, we've already lost the Javelin. And the Mercury's going down. Oh god, flee! Flee! Which one's the Jenner? Did we lose it? The Jenner. Oh no, there's the Jenner right there. Classic Jenner. Oh my god, they're coming for it, man. This is the battle. Alright, you know what? Engage. 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 Everybody engage! This is it, boys! Let's turn on our mini-map. Oh my god, we can't see anything. Too much interference from battle. Jackpot, baby! Alright, enemies and friendlies are dropping like flies. So yeah, I would say this is the one fatal flaw of the game. That as soon as you hop into any map, you almost instantly see the enemy and an insane battle ensues. It would be nice if there was a bit of cat and mouse and you could actually use the terrain. So if we indeed do port this or remake it, we're going to fix that, guys. We're going to fix that. But the game's totally playable. The game's totally playable. The long-lost unofficial sequel to the Crescent Hawk's Revenge. If you've ever wished there was a sequel to the Crescent Hawk's Revenge, so did I, and I made it a thing. Is it perfect? No. Is it cool and kind of fun? I think so, but you be the judge. You be the judge. I can only talk it up so much. At the end of the day, you either like it or you don't. But it is here. It is now part of the ages. Go ahead, download it, enjoy it, distribute it. Make your own remake of this if you really want to. I would love to be a part of it because, again, I did all this work back in high school and I love the Crescent Hawk's Revenge, but you want to go solo without me, I can't really do much to stop you because I don't really own it. I'm just a guy who loves me, the Crescent Hawk's Revenge, and in a long time dreamed about more. So we'll speed this battle up a bit and let's see what happens. Oh my god, so many explosions, so many missiles flying everywhere, short range, long range, autocannons, PPCs, lasers. People are dying. My squads are being wiped out systematically, one by one. I've lost about half my pilots in every single squad. Except my second squad there. Oh, no, now I have. So, my first squad's totally wiped out. Second, only 2 pilots remain. Third, 2 pilots remain. My light mechs, 2 of them remain, which is surprising. My wound's too severe. All right, well, I think the Draconis Combine is sufficiently whooping us in this. I think it is likely that we are about to be defeated. I should not have brought a Mackie into combat. That's what I'm realizing. It was a bad idea. Turns out the first battle mech ever made doesn't really stand up to modern standards. What is this guy doing? He's just decided, no, I'm out of this. I'm not part of this combat. I think everyone has literally been destroyed. It's just that guy. And he's about to be annihilated. We're going to go down in a blaze of glory, guys. A blaze of glory. Mission failed. We got 6 kills, though, so we got some bounties. And, yeah, we got utterly obliterated. So before we go, let's take a quick look at that map editor, because I think there is one. And by the way, you can save and load your game. There's only a single save slot, so you just click save, and then you quit, and you come back later, and you click load, and you can play the game again. So here is the map editor. You can see it's sort of a modified version of the engine, because we got the mini-map and stuff there. So I realized actually that there are only 4 maps: Forest, 00, 01, 02, and 03. So there's no file selector, so when you click load, you actually have to type in the map that you want to load. When you're in-game, the arrows scroll you around. I guess I never implemented that in the map editor here, so it's kind of a pain. But here are all the different tiles. You just select something that you want to place, and you place it. And that's basically how it works. And then when you're ready to save, you click save. And that's it. So you can load, Forest 01. You can load Forest 02. So these are all the different maps that we saw. So you can go in and edit the maps it comes with. You can create your own. And then I think the README file that I have included with this explains how to add them to the lineup of levels. But I think you just add the map names to a text file, or else the game might scan scan the maps folder and look to see which maps are included. So you can basically expand this by adding more maps, and that's all there is to it. All right, and here's a cool last-minute development, actually. So in the entire video up until now, I've been talking about a README file that I'm going to include. I'm not going to include the README file, and instead, I'm going to include this. This is a manual that I mocked up. This is totally fake. Again, this game is not a real game, but, in our 1001 quest, we're playing through the 1001 games, we've looked at so many retro video game manuals, and they're so nostalgic that I got the bug. I was like, this README file that I have doesn't do this game justice. I was like, I'm going to make a manual. So I took everything that we had seen in all the retro game manuals that we looked at to date, and I made up a fake PDF. So this will be included with the download. You can print it out if you want. That'd be totally awesome. Or you can just look at it. So we even have the 5.25 and 3.5 inch diskettes are included, which obviously isn't true, but whatever. So this is a complete manual. It identifies me and my channel and stuff, so obviously you guys are watching this, so you know where this came from, but just in case this ends up circulating on the web and, people do want to track me down, there's my info. And there's all sorts of good stuff in here. We have intro, getting started, managing the company, a lot of the stuff that I showed you guys today in the video, but it's in manual form. So here's a little background to what the inner sphere is and what battle mechs are. And then we get a little blurb on the Crescent Hawks and the 2 great adventures they went on before, they made it to this game, which they're not really in this game, but whatever. We're fudging things a little bit. Then so this information you actually might want. This is talking about how to get the game running on DOSBox. As I said, you want your cycles very high. Control F12 will get you there. So open up DOSBox, mount the drive, run MECH.EXE in order to run the game, and then Control F12 until you see those cycles get real high, and that's how you get the game to run. Then we have contracts. Again, we've seen this all. I'm not going to recover everything that we've seen, but I just wanted to show you guys that I put together this fun little manual. Here are the different mission types that we saw and we talked about. Here's a breakdown of the Mechbay. And you can see here hotkeys. I don't think we covered the hotkeys, but you can press B and S to buy and sell, so it's a little faster than selecting a mech and clicking over here. You just hit B, 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 and you buy all the mechs you want. Oh, and there's that little tip about holding shift and clicking repair, reload, and fix. That will save you guys a lot of time. There's some info on the fixing bay, the reloading bay. I'll be totally honest. Part of the reason why I wanted to make this manual is I just wanted to throw all these retro BattleTech graphics into a book. I have so many fond memories of reading the instruction manual for the Crescent Hawk's Revenge and looking at the screenshots and looking at the mech loadouts and everything. And like, I literally read that manual a bunch of times. And to me, I think old video game manuals still today are like so cool and so neat. And I realized after I recorded today's video that I had a chance to actually do that. So I went ahead and made this. And so now this part that I'm adding in here about the manual is actually filmed well after the original gameplay breakdown. But we're adding it in through the magic of video editing. So here's a breakdown of how to place your drop zones. I think this is really important to know because this part I would say is one of the least intuitive parts of the game. So if you get to the screen and you can't figure out how to actually start the mission, you might think the game's broken, but you have to place, again, you have to place all 3 drop zones regardless of how many mechs you actually have. You press 1, 2, or 3, so the numbers on the keyboard, and you press 1, then you click, 2, then you click, 3, then you click. Once you see 3 squares, 3 green squares on the battlefield, press escape, you're ready to begin. I don't know why I made it escape. That's very unintuitive, but that's the button. And then selecting units, issuing move orders, spotting enemies, scrolling, affecting the combat speed. We didn't do too much of this today, but I realized that this game is meant to be played like the Crescent Hawk's Revenge, and in that game, you would speed the game up during combat and slow it down when you want to issue orders. And especially with the size of some of these battles, I think you really do want to slow the game down quite slow so that you can micromanage orders and stuff and speed it up here and there during the battles. Mostly you want to speed up between battles so that you can move places, but yeah, just be aware of that. If you do want to have sort of be very effective as a commander, you definitely want to be slowing your battles down more than we did today. Here's some info on the mini-map and engaging. And then we have mission objectives, unit details. Again, we've seen a lot of this. Here's that breakdown of the armor, internal structure, and heat that I was talking about. I don't know if I was clear in the video up until now, so let me just mention it very briefly. So when you select units, they have a health bar. The health bar actually has 2 lines of pixels. I know it's very small, sometimes hard to see. But the pixels do color code as they get damaged. So the top bar is armor, the lower bar is internal structure. So you can see this mech has a lot of internal structure damage. It's almost destroyed, despite the fact that it has a lot of its armor retained. That's probably because it suffered damage through its rear. So the rear of mechs is very lightly armored. And then this is its heat gauge. When the heat goes up too high, mechs shut down. And then we have some info on salvage. Here's the map editor that we just saw. There is also a mech editor in the game. I did try and figure it out before I recorded this video, but frankly, I mean, it's not unintuitive. It asks you for like the name of the mech, the model, you know, what house it comes from, and then enter in all its weapon stats and so on. So it's intuitive enough you could probably figure it out, but I don't remember what all the number values are for the different weapons and things like that. So I'm basically including the mech editor unsupported and saying if you want to add more mechs, you can do it through the mech editor. You can also open up the MECH.EXE and MECH.01 DAT files. They're just text files, and you can view them in any text editor, and you can edit existing mechs or you can add new mechs that way. So you know, everything is pretty... nothing is encoded in any particular way to make it difficult to hack, so you could hack my game if you want. This is a list of all the mechs that are in the game. They're not in any particular order. I think they're roughly in order of weight, sort of, but not even really. But anyway, here's all the mechs. They're not even alphabetical, so there you go. But they're all there. This is all the mechs you can get, which is, I think, a pretty extensive list. One thing I always loved about the Crescent Hawk's Revenge is how many mechs existed in the game, and in the final training arena that you get access to after you beat the game, you can create squadrons and lances and companies And you can create them out of almost any mech you can imagine, like almost any mech in the BattleTech universe you can access, at least in sort of the 3025 era of mechs. And I really wanted to replicate that in my game, so that's why there's literally every mech I could get my grubby little paws on, the stats. I mean, I own like the technical manual, 3025, 3028, 2750. Like I had all that stuff. I think I still do in a box somewhere. But I sat around and entered all these mechs. They would all be in the game because I wanted them in there. And then some final tips and tricks. So there you go. One little bonus for you, a BattleTech the Crescent Hawks 3 fake manual. But I think it's pretty cool. I don't know, maybe you guys will like it. But anyway, it's included with the download. So that's it for today, guys. Is this a sequel to the Crescent Hawks Revenge? No, but kind of yes. It is a fan-made sequel out of love. And it exists. You can play it. Again, it's not complete. But I think there's enough here that if you did like the Crescent Hawks Revenge, you could have some fun with this one. And again, there's like the third or fourth time I'm mentioning it, but if you are savvy with coding and you want to team up with your old pal Gaming J and work with me to port this game to modern systems, to fix all the problems with it, make it better, basically give the Crescent Hawks Revenge a new life, as long as you're competent and good with programming. If you contact me and you're like, I really want to do this, but I don't know how to code, then there's nothing we can do. So basically, if you have the skills to do this, contact me. If you have the enthusiasm but not the skills, I appreciate the enthusiasm, but please, it's okay. We need someone. I need someone with skills. That's the reason that I'm asking. But anyway, guys, I hope you had fun with this one. Enjoy this game, and remember, no guts, no galaxy. If any other retro BattleTech games exist out there, I will find them and I will play them. But for now, this I think is the last one we got. But anyway, thanks for watching, guys. We'll catch you in the next one.